28-0.
28-0.
What is that noise you're making? Are you like slapping the table?
No, I was popping the cap on. Oh, you know what? Fuck, I'm probably on the wrong audio.
Brad.
Aha!
You know what?
On the wrong audio.
I'm changing this guy's name.
Now we're talking.
I'm changing this guy's name from Brad Wellsant to Brad Well Said. Second half under, stream complete. These games are impossible. Well, I mean, Drew, we've run into a few of these. Usually, it's a really shitty early season Thursday night football game where it's like, my God, guys, like, what
did they open?
Dan will have it up here in a second. I'm expecting over 21. Anything above 21.5 is gravy.
All right, under 21.5. I'm there. I'm with you.
Under. The Eagles being perfect so far in the red zone which is, I guess, if you want to call that regression from week 18, where they were like 1 for 5. People really wanted to call back to that week 18 game. It's like, you know what?
Really?
That wasn't
who?
People were saying that, like, oh man, the Eagles barely beat the Giants, and the Giants were resting players. Like, the Eagles went to the red zone 5 times. It was just.
Let me ask you. Give me an honest opinion. If you hear someone say that, don't you just be like, you invalidate their opinion?
Yeah, but that's basically like every single opinion about everything in these games at this point. Like, there's so much bullshit getting thrown around, and like, it's hard because there's not much to say. Like, these numbers are pretty good. This market pushed it and pulled it, and here's where it settled, and that's probably where it should be. Which,
well,
honestly, look, I guess the excitement about the Vikings, the excitement of beating a Vikings defense probably kept this lower than it should have been. I thought you'd see market. No, Drew, I thought you'd see market movement. Listen. I thought you'd see market movement on this one, like you saw with the Kansas City game, where you had some push and pull, but then eventually it moved towards 10.
You should have. You should have. For whatever reason, word didn't get out that Hurts was fine. For whatever reason. I heard it this week, and it gave me the wind behind my sails to play Eagles. This is it. And like, if we're being honest, this is probably it for me for the playoffs. Like, I don't know that I'm going to take strong positions in the AFC NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl at this point, considering who's left. But like, the Eagles was a very straightforward bet, because as soon as you got some semblance that Hurts was going to be good, then the Eagles at around a touchdown made no fucking sense, because the Eagles were 7-point dogs on the road in week 14. So literally the market told you how big the difference was between these two teams. And now you have an Eagles team coming off of a bye with a healthy quarterback against the Giants team that, like, people put way too much stock in the Giants playing their best football late in the season when they played a bunch of fucking dog shit teams. They beat the shit out of the Colts, and then, looked amazing against the Vikings, who you can game plan for with your eyes closed.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I didn't. There's a weirdness around the bye, and we used to experience with 2 different teams when we had the 6.
Yeah, that's true.
Playoffs were like,
this is true.
You forget it's out of sight, out of mind. Like, we all turn into our dogs, where it's like, oh my God, where'd my people go? And I'm going to bark and I'm going to freak out because I think they've left for the rest of my life. And then they come home and you're excited. It's like, oh my God, where did the Eagles go? What's going on? Is that even a team in the NFL anymore? Are they good? I don't know.
Are they good?
I planted this seed a little.
They lost to the Saints a couple weeks ago. They might not be good.
That's not good. But I did plant the seed a little in my own head, Drew.
Okay.
When I said Hurts is off the injury report.
Yeah. That was all you needed to hear, honestly. Yeah, you didn't need inside info on what he looked like.
But he can still be limited. Obviously, as soon as you saw that first drive, it's like, well, he's fine. He's going to be fine. I think he's my under's probably cooked, which so it's sitting not too
full
far.
Game under?
Yeah, I have a 48.5.
I think shutouts.
I think it's going to be close.
The shutout's live.
Yeah, I think it's live.
What's the score right now?
28-0. So we're sitting at 49.5. I have a 48.5. It's not cooked. I'm a negative person apparently.
What's going on in an Iga match?
People,
talk to me about what matters.
She's up 3-1 on serve. She's serving up 3-1, down 15 love in the 5th game. She's minus 175.
Just one breakup though, right? One breakup. She's held twice and got the break. Okay.
Single breakup, but at this point now she's down love 30 in the 5th game. Rybakina threatening to break back and get this match back on serve in set number 2. Do you want to address this? People are asking about field goal.
Why did Doug play for the cover?
I mean, they needed it was a fourth. It was a 4th and long.
Yeah, it was the right call.
I really doubt he was trying to cover the game. It felt really good for anybody who had that number.
No, your likelihood of getting the miraculous game-ending score is a lot higher with a Hail Mary than it is with a 70-yard field goal, right?
Sebastian Janikowski.
So
that was such
honestly, like if you're down, if you're like inside the 20, then I don't mind at all kind of prioritizing getting the touchdown first instead of just kicking the field goal and getting to the onside kick. But where they were and what the down and distance was, it made sense to me. So I didn't really have an issue with it. Go ahead.
We're back on serve.
Oh, buddy.
She broke her. I believe she broke her to love. I didn't catch the last point.
Dude, Robot Kina.
Robot kind of scary. Robot Kina used to just be. Well, do you remember when she first showed her face? Man. It used to just be like, she's a really good grass player.
Sure.
And now it's like, oh, she's just a really good player.
Yes.
Another timeout. Go ahead.
Please go ahead. What?
Well, this guy's like 4-0 on halftime player props. In the chat.
What does he got for us?
Well, he's asked
Richie James.
We need a little more confident.
I don't. Fuck.
They got to throw to somebody. I feel like the Giants will be throwing.
Richie James. Richie James is a good pick, actually. I'm with you, Canadian Capper. Richie James is the right pick. Like Slayton is covered up by Bradbury. Richie James may get some matchups against Slay. Slay's beatable. He's going to get some targets. The Giants have to throw. I think, if anything, I would probably look for Daniel Jones' second half rushing yards over, rushing attempts over, hilarious. If you can find that.
Solak just sent that to a chat. He said,
"Oh, did he?
Live Daniel Jones rushing overs."
Yeah, because honestly,
he's going to have to find open field and extend plays that way.
And that end, he's going up against prevent defense.
Yep, he'll have a lot of opportunities.
He'll have some chances to scamper.
How many yards does Richie James have right now? Let's pull up the box score again. I'm on team
one for 5. I feel like I haven't even heard his number called. What is his number? What are his numbers?
2 for 17. So I have roughly about that 30. I think I have 29 and a half. And then
it's
Daniel
30 in the second half. Oof, that's a lot actually.
Total rushing. Give me rushing stuff on DJ.
Yeah, rushing DJ.
Daniel Jones rushing yards right now is at 38 and a half live. He has 13. So that's 25 and a half in the second half.
38 was his median for this whole season. And now he's in a prevent defense situation.
Sounds like I'm adding a couple Giants player props. This is a good way to hedge our under.
Yeah, that's true, actually. We're playing Giants moving the ball, but not ultimately converting it to points, which I think is fair. That's what we expect to happen in the second half.
Yeah, what? Give me the odds on this right now. What are the odds that a Giants drive ends on a turnover on downs in the red zone in the second half?
On any neutral drive?
Giants drive ending on a turnover and downs in the red zone.
Yeah,
they ain't kicking field goals, buddy, are they?
No.
Dable's up on this pedestal, and we dog on him a little bit. He's smarter than that.
I think so. A drive starts. The chances it never gets into territory where this becomes a question. That's 30%. The chances, on a given drive, 30% chance it just goes nowhere. there's a 40% chance it goes somewhere and ends in failure. And then there's a 30% chance that they ultimately get points out of it. What do you think of that? So 40 on any given drive, I think there's 40% chance that it ends in a turnover on downs or turnover proper.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna
think
play
of that?
I agree. I mean, those numbers sound pretty close. It's hard to tell like how far, because it's funny, like in a regular season game, you can be the late third quarter and you can see a team like kind of giving up. It sucks like a postseason game, you can just never give up. Otherwise, you really are going to get called out. And it's funny because the Giants were in a game like that at about 15 years ago against the Vikings, where they won 41 nothing. And I remember watching that game late. It's like, what do you do when you're down that much? Like, you can't win the game, but you have to put on a brave face and look like you're trying to score. So yeah, a couple player props. Daniel Jones over 25.5 rushing. Richie over 30.
Are we in overtime yet? Can we talk tennis finally?
We're not quite. Let's quick touch on the earlier game before we get to tennis.
All right.
It's still a football stream.
All right, go.
I am going to be, not only because we had Jags tickets, my God, and RIP, but still, I think good plays. They were a couple of mistakes away from really, really making a case to get to the AFC Championship. Good for them.
Right.
But I am going to be so sick of last week's. Oh my God, is Daniel Jones the next Patrick Mahomes? Turns into Patrick Mahomes the next Willis Reed? Like, we're going to hear about this gutty performance too much. And I do have to give it to him. Motherfucker didn't want to come out of the game. And he clearly was not ready to be playing until he got taped up and then probably got some drugs. And he still wasn't planting well. But, man, that was wild that they let him go into the game. He couldn't even hand off right. I mean, what are we doing here? This is a precious commodity. Like, it's just like, hey, you know what? We should maybe replace the football with a Fabergé egg too, because we don't give a shit about anything. Like, let's just break things. Yeah. Let's put Mahomes back in. So
if there's anything I've learned watching football in 2022, 2023 to this point, it is that there is no such thing as risk management when it comes to your assets and your most valuable asset. Herbert, Allen, Hurts, and now fucking Mahomes. Like, you could permanently alter. Who else? Fields.
Fields got rocked a few times.
The list is very long at this point of guys calling their own number to be like, I'm gonna go, and the organization.
Herbert early in the season.
The Herbert thing was unbelievable.
Everybody thought he was out. The team said he was out pretty much.
That was weird. And yes, nothing permanent. None of these guys got permanently fucked. Tua kind of might have. Is Tua ever going to be the guy that you expected him to be after you threw him back into the fucking fire and he got his head wrung again and again? I don't know, man. The risk for permanent damage with the most important player on your roster, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I don't understand what some of these organizations are thinking. I don't understand why they necessarily put Mahomes back out there. Henny did fine. Henny's a fine replacement player. He obviously knew the playbook forward and backwards. That guy is apparently just an absolute bookworm studying.
Do you remember the last time he came in, Drew?
Yeah, he beat the Browns with the incredible fourth down calls. A third down rush of 14 yards and then a fourth down pass to Hill that was just incredible. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Henny for sure was not phased at all. He looked just fine.
No, he was fine.
And there was really it's the same conversations people had all week about Brett Maher. And it's like, you never worry about the kicker until you worry about the kicker. And the same thing goes for a backup quarterback, because we've seen some backup quarterbacks come in and just shit on themselves.
All right.
So good job, Henny.
So that said, it felt like the Jags got kind of.
And we are in overtime.
It felt like the Jags got a little bit of a rough whistle. Am I sour grapes? Am I sour grapes?
No. I thought I tried to check myself by looking at the timeline and seeing the other people bitching about this, and so many people cited the roughing the passer and basically being a mirror image of the hit on Trevor and him not getting the same whistle. So yeah, the Jags didn't get the best whistle.
That's the way I felt.
Like, I'm always going to feel that way when I bet on a team.
There were some high leverage calls too, right? Like there was Jags were driving and they got a tripping call that was, yeah, okay, that was tripping, but it didn't really feel as intentional as most trippings that I see.
Yeah,
and
a lot of trippings,
some of
like
them that don't get called. Yeah, like it didn't really clearly feel like a trip. And that actually like meaningfully impacted the Jags on that drive where they punt and then the Chiefs take the ball at the 2. Henny drives them. There's a couple of plays on that drive where it felt like the refs were literally like, well, it's Henny. Let's, we'll let the Chiefs overall kind of, we'll give them a little more leniency. And
we got a Richie James target.
Oh, did we?
Not a catch though.
Oh, sorry, guys. So targets over was good, not yards necessarily.
True,
but yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel. They felt a little bit like a hometown bias was part of the equation, but whatever. Who fucking? I mean, Chiefs deserve to win. They were the better team. I don't know what else to say.
And the fumble.
Travis Kelce was the best player of the game.
Travis Kelce was uncoverable.
No.
Like he is he right now? Do you think? Let's say he retired at the end of the year, or maybe he has one more year and it's pretty good. Am I caught in the moment here, or is he better than Gronk?
He's better.
I think he is. Like Gronk at like the 10-yard line, you just knew he was getting the target and he was going to catch it 80% of the time. He was pretty uncoverable in his prime, but Kelce is just all over the field, man.
Kelce can do more in terms of like you can ask him to do some more sophisticated stuff. Gronk was an incredible blocker, which he doesn't necessarily get credit for. People look at Gronk's his statistics in terms of catches and touchdowns, and they're like, yeah, they were incredible. They were impossible. he changed the position. But he was an incredible run blocker. Kelce, though, is similar kind of key to that offense in a lot of ways, in my opinion.
I want to give a shout out because I dog so much on, like, we shit on Al, we shit on Tony Dungy, we always shit on, announcers, but the announcers have been semi-solid. I've had the sound on part of the day, and they were giving some good, they usually don't talk about the things that, like, they were giving some really good credit to some blitz pickups. They made some actual salient points about some things, about some routes and defense. Like, the announcers were half decent day. And again, I don't even know who they were. I don't even pay attention to that.
Tirico and Collinsworth?
No, it was the other game.
Tirico and Collinsworth did the Chiefs game.
Oh, God, I take it back. Maybe they said a couple nice things.
I'm not saying you should not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's fine if you want to credit them. It's just like, yeah, you should expect that from them. They're the Sunday Night Football crew. They better fucking be good.
Collinsworth says some dumb shit though sometimes.
There were a couple of things.
You see, his kid got a job though. Good for him.
Yeah, I actually know him, and people are very tough on him.
He better be.
People are tough.
Although it did work out for the St. Louis Cardinals organization.
Yeah. It did, and I think I don't know. We should try to reach out to Collinsworth this offseason. I wonder if he would come on the pod and just like talk turkey with us, because I want to know what's going on with PFF. Like PFF kind of turning over people, and
everybody's turning over. Dude, my entire timeline is just like, hey, I got laid off today from this writing website / video content website.
SB Nation, NBC,
Fox.
Like people who like really good researchers and production people that worked with us at NBC gotten laid off recently. Like it has been a weird, rough time, and I don't have great vibes about 2023 economically, if we're being candid. Except for Bitcoin, which is ripping through the fucking roof.
Now here's a whale.
Here's a whale.
It is crazy, and they're related, so it makes sense. But it's crazy that Jack's voice is like the same.
Yes.
Like if you weren't watching, you might be like,
Who's Iron Eagle's kid? No Eagle.
Yeah, I don't like
Same
him. I like
same kind of deal.
Iron Eagle a lot too.
Yeah.
But I don't like his child.
This is I'm sensing a common theme.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nepo,
Like,
you have a little Nepo baby bias. I get it.
no, but I'm saying like God, who was that referencing? I can't even think of the name now. The family of announcers with the Cardinals. Shit, that is the Bucks.
Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Joe Buck.
Oh my
Joe
God.
Buck's dad, Jack Buck, yeah.
If you don't like Joe Buck, which is your prerogative, and that's fair.
That's your prerogative.
He's polarizing.
You don't have to hear him again this year because ESPN has no more games.
You should watch, and it's not that long of a show. It's not that long of a series. You should go rewatch Brockemeyer because he is fantastic. He plays himself, but sets the dickishness to like 300% as his character Joe Buck on there, and like it makes you like him.
Yeah,
he plays it up so well.
Here's what I will tell you. I've had a modicum of experience. I've had a modicum of experience being involved in the production of live sports events with NBC, Kentucky Derby, Super Bowl last year.
I'm gonna sneeze while you're humble bragging here.
It is impossibly well done, considering how hard it actually is. It is.
Oh, I can't imagine. A lot of moving pieces.
It is so hard and so crazy, and the fact that they pull it off takes so many people doing their job perfectly with no fuck ups. And I was critical of announcers and if you want to shit on Tony Dungy, shit away. Like, he sucks.
He's done it for long enough where he should be better.
He sucks as a person, and on top of not being good in the booth. But if you want to have like a hard, if you have a hard on and want to be tough on certain individuals because they're not good at what they're doing, that's fine. But like,
announcing's hard.
Overall, it's impossibly hard. It's fucking hard.
Go ask the Boom Goes the Dynamite kid. Like, that guy was struggling, and that was just like a shitty college sports center or something. Everyone remembers Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Go ask the Vance Joseph is having the time of his life.
Oh my God, Sergio Dip.
Sergio Dip, yeah. Sergio Dip.
Yeah, Dungy had a week though, where he's
oh my God.
Oh, you think that's something? They're putting litter boxes in.
I was kind of surprised they put him in the pregame show, to be honest. I kind of felt like he deserved a timeout, honestly.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't say like, hey, chill with the social takes, guys.
Yeah, like you need the week off. We don't want to, aggressively alienate a huge portion of our audience. Anyway, anywho, what's up with what's
real quick takeaway from how do you feel about the hobbled version of Mahomes? Like, does that ankle? We're not doctors, but like, man, what if that ankle is just super swollen, and like we get bad injury reports, like. How much is what if Henny has to start? I guess is where I'm getting at. That ankle gets bad. Henny has to start. What kind of drop off is that for you?
It kind of doesn't matter to me who wins. Bills, Bengals. I
have them pretty close.
I'm taking them the minute we see a number. Fuck the Chiefs. The Chiefs are losing the AFC Championship game. It is over. I don't care if it's Cincinnati and in Kansas City. Like, it's I'm not here to be part of the Pat Mahomes overcomes a serious injury.
Yeah, I think Mahomes goes.
It's too close.
Is a good point. Does Mahomes even practice this week?
If they do, then they're doing him a disservice. Honestly, he should literally just take the week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I would just let him breathe.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like, give me whatever points you're willing to give me against the Chiefs with the limited Mahomes, because Mahomes' scrambling is such a phenomenally important part of his game. Risk of re-injury is at an all-time high.
Do you remember that in the playoffs a couple of years ago where he had the bad toe, And
I do.
we saw that. I mean, you definitely picked it out. And then we both started to see it happening in real time in front of our faces. We said, like, normally that's a spot where he's running. He's getting a first down with his legs. He wasn't.
It happened today in the Jags game too.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, you limit his ability to sustain drives in the playoff environment substantially if he is not mobile.
I want to do a quick thought exercise here.
Please.
I'm going to put you in the Giants. I'm going to make you Franz Kafka or whatever his name is.
Franz Kafka, yes.
And I'm going to say,
Franz.
And God, this fucking last play just ruined the thing. Because Saquon just ripped off a 40-yard run. But I was saying, like, you're down 28. How many running plays are you calling? Because at that point, they'd call 3 out of 5 plays had been runs. And then, of course, he rips off a big one, which is the nature of Saquon Barkley. He's
boom or bust if you didn't already know.
He does hit those home runs. So good for the Giants at that point. But yeah,
did they just score a touchdown?
No, that was third and 2 or whatever, and they ran him. He got across. He's a Philadelphia 41 here. Live total is probably 46, 47. It's tight. Now they ran Breida. They're not throwing the ball. I thought they had this really good quarterback. And Rybakina breaks at 4-all, will now serve for the match. Are you nervous?
Yes.
I'm a little nervous. Do you have some Kina futures?
Money line in this match.
Me too. Except I parlayed it with Fruvatova.
I got some money. No. She won yesterday, Andy. You're good.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I got Rybakina 13-1 essentially to serve out here.
Oh yeah, you had Fruvatova yesterday, right?
Yeah, no,
not against Vekic. Okay,
no.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, you're good. You're
plus
good.
175, plus 180. Is that a little too much? Are we still not respecting this teenage girl
against Vekic?
Vekic. You say Vekic? I say Vekic.
Vekic. Yeah.
I'm not giving her the H. Vekic. Live totals 48.
Berna Choric, Marin Cilic, Donna Vekic. What is the common thread between those 3 players, Andy?
I don't
they
think
are all Croatian.
see, but it's like amigo,
Choric,
amigo, amiga. It's different. It's different with the feminine.
Okay. Borna Choric, Marin Cilic, Donna Vekic. Korch, whatever. Korch, whatever. It's itch is the answer. And Vekic. I don't know, man. Vekic was so much better than I thought she was going to be against Paris Diaz or whatever. I thought that was going to be a competitive match, and she freaking steamrolled her. So maybe
Fruvatova 180. Here's
she?
Another.
Okay. Well, he's a Fruvatova. He's Team Linda. So he's
Linda
of course. Yes, he's. I'm shocked that Noops likes Linda. This is shocking. Shocking that Noops is pulling for Team Linda. I'm sure he's also I think he likes he wants the Eagles to hold on here, and he's probably pulling for the Sixers to do something this year in the NBA. But yeah,
he's not really an Eagles fan. He likes the Sixers though. I think that's and the LaSalle Explorers who are not good.
He's a real Philly fan.
Real Philly. Shout out Brinks. Thought exercise for you here.
Yes.
You're down 28, which is any way you slice it, it's 4 scores.
That's a lot of scores.
If you kick a field goal, you are still down 4 scores.
Right, but you are not going to be subject to the laughing of being shut out, which is probably going to happen if you don't kick the field goal.
Which is something. So what is the all right, let's say you were at the
it's a matter of personal pride.
You get to the 11-yard line, Drew.
Yeah.
And you are knocked back several times. First down, sack. Third down, second down. Saquon backwards, tackled in the backfield. Third down, sack.
Yes.
What is the longest 4th down that you would go for in that situation?
4th and 11. If it's longer than 4th and 11, I'm kicking the field goal.
It'd be interesting. Wow.
You said you're at the 10 and you went backwards, right? So 4th and 11 literally means you're at the 4th and 11 means you're at the 11. No, you said you're at the 10.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
If I'm at the 11,
okay.
if I'm at the 11, I'm basically like I need to score a touchdown at the 11, or I get 0 points out of this drive. I'm kicking the field goal.
I could maybe get a first down. But if I had
maybe, right. You're basically 4th and goal from the 11, so I'm kicking the field goal at that
yeah,
point. Is that what's happening? Because I'm not watching.
Maybe up to like the 13. No, they're moving. They're moving the ball. Daniel Jones just ran the ball 3 yards.
Oh, little scamperoony, huh?
Scamper from him, but yes.
Well, are the Giants eating clock here?
Kind of. There's only 7.5 minutes left.
One of the issues that I had watching the Jaguars game was their third quarter lack of urgency. Right? Like if you're down 7 to the Chiefs, like you're really down like 14. Right? Like you're down 2 scores, even if it's just 7. Because of their ability to score when needed.
Yeah, it's hard to
their
not
ability
scoring ever again.
Right. Their ability to score when asked makes your deficit a little bigger, right? And so the Jaguars being like kind of casual in the third quarter, they had 2 drives that ate 3+ minutes where they just didn't really get much going and ended up punting. And it was literally like, why are you shortening the game, guys? What are we doing here? It was tough. It wasn't like their defense was going to play better if they got a little bit of rest. Their defense played fine. They needed to have more urgency earlier in that game offensively. And that's maybe my only criticism of Doug. Otherwise, good try, man. I don't know.
And that is a Giants touchdown.
Oh,
direct snap to Saquon, handoff to I actually my stream just glitched. I didn't even see it. Yeah, they took their jolly time.
What? I don't really give a fuck. What's going on with Robert Keenan? Did she serve out?
Yeah, she won.
It's over. Eagles out.
I think she won the point to 0.
Eagles out.
Yep, he is done.
The queen is dead.
Yeah.
Long live the queen. The queen is dead.
Many are asking, and somebody even bet this already. They bet Corey and I call her Corey, you call her Coco, plus 120 live. She is down a set. Ostapenko started serve in the second set, so it is 0-1. Corey serving plus 125 right now. I haven't watched any of that match. I don't know.
Not interested.
Yeah. I don't know. Corey's a little bit flaky sometimes in spots like this. And Pinko is hitting the piss out of the ball.
Look, man. First quarter,
Pinko is smacking it. She's putting a lot of weight behind the ball right now.
She's got inertial round off. That's just absolutely fucking massive. Yeah. It's really something watching her play tennis. Her gravitational sincerity is really something. The first quarter is Elena Rybakina to lose. And at that point, who in the second quarter? I'm excited for a potential Elena Rybakina Barbara Krejcikova semifinal. That'll be a lot of fun. I like Krejcikova to come through the second quarter. I bet her pretty heavily. I think the best price I got was 7-1, so I was late to the party there. But pulling for Krejcikova Rybakina in the semis would be fucking sick. And the winner getting absolutely stunted on by Aryna Sabalenka is where my head is at for this Australian Open women's draw. What say you, Andy? Who are we pulling for?
Basically my only bet live, or my futures.
You won a 13-1 on Vertova Rybakina.
Well, I mean, that was
well played by you.
Well played. That was more of a, hey, here's a funny bet I can send to the chat during Brown Bag Bets thing. But I do have a Linda to win her quarter at 50-1 live, which
not live.
doesn't jive with your thing, but
Not
she can
live.
beat anybody right now.
Not live.
Sabalenka's a mush brain too. She can fall apart.
She's a fucking bully, and she's playing extremely well, and she is going to make whoever emerges from the bottom half of that section feel like a fucking idiot as she punches them on her way to a fucking slam championship. I mean, Sabalenka to lose at this point for the whole slam. I mean, goddamn, Arena Sabalenka. I am talking my book. I own it. I will own that. Like I need her to win this slam to come ahead in my futures bets. But I have some big old bets on Sabalenka. And I think she's clearly the class of who is remaining.
Well, she has made the fourth round a couple times here. So, although she played well at the U.S. Open the last couple of years.
Yeah, she should have beat Iga. She should have fucking won the U.S. Open. This is her time.
Yeah, Breakpoint is a good movie, Cal.
Breakpoint is one of my all-time favorite movies. You get that scene with Arena Sabalenka where she takes you to the edge. She takes you past it. Death on a stick out there, mate, in Australia when they're in Australia Open.
I'm thinking of Point Break. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Point Break. Sorry. Dude, excuse me. Breakpoint. Yeah.
There was a time in America's history where Lori Petty was in every movie. And she crushed it. So Breakpoint is very good.
You want to know a real quick tidbit of trivia?
About Breakpoint or surfing in general?
About Point Break.
Okay.
Obviously, it had Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I believe
Gary
the other guy? Well, Gary Busey, yeah. But there was another the guy who was Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins and Gary Busey. But the trivia I was going to tell you was Lori Petty. Not only could she not surf, she could not swim, and had never seen the ocean, and was tasked being the cool surfer chick in that movie, which was a heavy lift, but she pulled it off. That was a very convincing performance, right? Like, did you even for a second doubt like that was a surfer chick? No, like that was very, very well done by her. She had never swum. She had never seen the ocean. She played it off like a fucking pro.
You know who else? Tank Girl was great. You know who else was? You know where else Henry Rollins was in? Because I just watched Heat the other day.
Henry Rollins is in Heat?
Yeah, he's.
Oh fuck yeah!
He's like the
Heat is unreal. He's
good. Like he has a smaller part. He's a bodyguard or something. But Henry Rollins is low key in a lot of stuff.
Who's the rapper that's in Heat? That is it Tone Loc? No, the rapper.
No, Tone Loc's the one guy's brother. Like
the one guy's brother, where they go to
they meet him at the club or the whatever.
Yeah, and he gives him Tone Loc. Yeah,
Funky Cold
Medina. Wild thing.
On that note,
love to do the
the bodyguard of the guy they steal the bonds from.
Oh, okay. Who is that
guy for sure?
Oh my god, is he that guy? Jesus Christ, he's that guy. All right, well, let's wrap. This was fun. Let's hope the Eagles.
I wouldn't have watched Heat if I would have remembered how long it was. But then at a while, seriously, you get like at a certain point, and it's like, man, was Tom Sizemore even in this movie, or am I remembering wrong?
Dude, I'm so fucking fired up that Rybakina won. Oh my god,
that was great.
I'm so fired up. I'm so fired up.
I'm also because of.
I can't believe she got it in straight sets. Holy shit! I thought it was going to be much harder.
She was down. I mean, she was down 3-0 in the first. So I mean, she won after she was down. She won 6 of the last 7 sets or games.
I should probably be scared that Rybakina is going to beat Sabalenka in the final. Robot Kina is a scary head-to-head in a slam environment. She's scary.
Any girl is, dude. It's the WTA. Shit happens all the time.
I don't have any Rybakina to win, though. I have a lot of stuff.
Take some now. Take some now. Last question.
The values got nuked.
Herkit's Corda thoughts. Corda is kind of playing his ass off.
What's the total in that one?
Well, it's remember now, Drew. It's best of 5. So 40 and a half. 40 and a half.
Oh, fuck. I was going to say 40 and a half. I don't have a very good read on this one because both guys are pretty vulnerable if they don't show up. So I think under 40 and a half is probably the play. That's a big old total.
You can't watch my TV. Give me all you got.
She's got a great ass. And your head is all the way up it.
Would you hedge Wolf? It's still too early to be hedging, even with huge numbers.
No, yeah.
Ask Kelly about what do you have? What do you have on? Who's the guy with the bad feet?
Is 251 for the tournament or for the quarter? Because if it's for the quarter, hedge the fucking shit out of it. If it's for the tournament, then you have to sit on it.
Yeah, you have to sit on that to like semis, which sucks.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it a day. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Hopefully, we can get this home.
All right, man. See you. Have a great one.